Today's the day I'm supposed to be executed. I never confessed, but the evidence says I killed 12 people during my 3-year coma. My hair and custom jewelry showed up at crime scenes. The cameras caught my face, and I never understood what really happened. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day I woke up. At this moment, today's the day I'm supposed to be executed. I never confessed, but the evidence says I killed 12 people during my 3-year coma. My hair and custom jewelry showed up at crime scenes. The cameras caught my face, and I never understood what really happened. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day I woke up. At this moment, it's less than 48 hours before I get arrested. In my last life, on the eve of my wedding, I collapsed in the OR and became a vegetative patient. 3 years later, I miraculously woke up, only to be arrested 2 days after. The forensic report and the security footage locked me in. I had no way to fight it, and in the end, I was sentenced to death. Even at the very end, I couldn't understand it. I'd been in a coma for 3 years, awake for just 2 days. So how did I become a serial killer? Just then, Grace, a junior doctor from my hospital, walked in with the head of surgery and the rest of the staff.
Dr. Mia is awake!
Ha Dr. Mia. Lucky stars really do watch over you. You're awake, that's what matters. 3 years gone, and you're still the youngest top surgeon in this hospital. Everyone's missed you like crazy.
I smiled along, but inside, I was planning how to avoid repeating the past.
Grace, is today May 18th?
You've been comatose for 3 years, and you still have that strong sense of time? Makes me wonder if you woke up early and were faking it.
My senior always notices the little things. A simple sense of time is nothing to her.
After 3 years in a coma, of course, I had no real sense of time. It was just that the memories from my last life were burned too deep. If things followed the same path as before, in 2 days, on May 20th, my fiancé Robert would rush in, carrying a huge bouquet of roses, straight into my hospital room. Next, the police would burst in.
Mia Carter, we need you to come with us to the station to answer some questions about the murder.
Between 1 and 3 a.m. today, the victim David was killed at his home, and surveillance caught your face.
Last time, the strongest evidence against me showed up in the 48 hours between when I woke up and when I was arrested. Right now, I need an alibi. Something to prove that after I woke up, I never went anywhere near the crime scene.
Dr. Smith, I want to go home for a couple of days to take care of something.
Given your current condition, this really isn't appropriate right now.
I've got something urgent. I'll be back in 2 days. Don't worry, I'm a doctor. If anything seems wrong, I'll be back right away.
Dr. Smith was just about to nod. Out of nowhere, someone barged in.
You can't leave!
I recognized the person who rushed in. She was the caregiver Robert hired to look after me for 3 years. But I shouldn't have known her, because I was in a coma the whole time she was caring for me.
Who are you?
Miss Mia, I'm the nanny Mr. Robert hired to take care of you for 3 years. Everyone calls me Mary.
Mary. In my past life, she appeared in the footage that accused me. Surveillance shows that after dark, she settled me in and tiptoed out of the room. Not long after, I also appeared in the hospital corridor. We had a struggle in the corridor. She grabbed my legs, kneeling and bowing her head repeatedly. I kicked her away, and she watched me leave, tears streaming down her face. When the police questioned her, she said she thought I'd been sneaking out for an affair. That's why she warned me not to do anything that would hurt Mr. Robert. When she found out I'd killed 12 people, she collapsed to the floor, shaking and crying, saying it was all her fault. She thought I was just cheating. She never imagined I was out killing people. I knew if they followed her story, I'd be labeled the real killer in no time. Staring at her innocent act, I asked coldly,
Who told you I wasn't allowed to leave the hospital? Robert told you?
No, Mr. Robert didn't say that. But he wouldn't have agreed to your discharge anyway.
As she spoke, her phone rang. The screen said, Robert. Hearing that I wanted to leave, Robert spoke half seriously, half teasing.
You're a doctor? I'm a doctor? Babe, I don't think you should be discharged.
In my last life, that custom necklace at the crime scene was a gift from Robert. He was involved in the necklace, from design to creation. The Mia engraving, that was his handwriting. When police questioned him, Robert's face flushed red and pale, and he finally avoided my gaze.
It was a special custom piece I gave Mia. There's only one like it in the world.
He gave me the necklace. He tipped off the media. If anyone could get my necklace, my hair, and mess around in the hospital halls where I work, it had to be my fiancé, the one who knew everything inside out. The thought that he might be the one who framed me, sent me to prison, and got me killed made my blood boil. I wanted to crawl through the phone and slap him myself. His call had just ended when the head of surgery's phone rang. The chief surgeon jumped up, nodding and bowing.
Dean Carter, did you see my message? Mia really woke up. No way. How could I possibly let her be discharged? Don't worry, absolutely not. All right. You go ahead. I'll let you get back to it. Mia's in our hands. You don't need to worry.
After hanging up, Dr. Smith looked straight at me.
You heard that? Your dad won't let you be discharged.
Thinking about my dad made my eyes sting. In my last life, not long after I was arrested, he had a heart attack from grief and couldn't be saved. This time, I have to find a way to prove I wasn't at the crime scene. I originally planned to leave the hospital briefly these 2 days and be on camera every second, recording my alibi. But right now, leaving seems impossible. Every second ticks away, making the already short time even tighter. I don't have time to explain, and even if I did, no one would believe me. I escorted the director and others to the nurses' station. The digital display shows 3 p.m., less than 46 hours until my arrest. I noticed 2 maintenance workers fixing cameras at the end of the corridor. I went back to the locker room to grab my phone and charger. While Mary wasn't looking, I slipped the custom necklace from the locker corner into my pocket. Back in my room, I said I wanted a slice from that old pizza place on 5th Avenue.
Miss Mia, I can order delivery for you.
They don't do delivery. The owner says it messes with the taste and their reputation.
Mary hesitated and pulled out her phone.
Then let's ask Mr. Robert.
Mary! Is Robert having you take care of me or spy on me?
Oh, Miss Mia, what are you saying? Of course I'm taking care of you. I'm going right now.
I watched her leave the hospital and immediately called my childhood friend, Owen. Dad wasn't around, the nanny Mary seemed shady, and my fiancé Robert was a serious suspect. Even my colleagues at the hospital had backstabbed me before. Besides Owen, I couldn't think of anyone I could trust. Owen answered fast. I told him to grab the best, most hidden cameras from his shop and come to the hospital right away. Soon, he walked into my room. Only then did he ask why I needed the cameras.
I had a terrible nightmare. To stop it from coming true, I thought it safer to install cameras.
Cameras can't catch ghosts. For nightmares, you should use charms.
It's not ghosts, it's people.
I wished I could tell him about my strange, unbelievable second life, but there wasn't enough time. Mary would be back soon. I had to keep it short. Someone was out to get me. I needed him to connect the cameras to his phone or laptop and save the footage. It could save my life when it mattered most. Hearing me, Owen's hand shook as he adjusted the cameras.
Mia, what are you talking about? Who's trying to hurt you?
I saw Mary coming in through the hospital entrance, urging me.
I'll explain everything later. I've got a medical exam right now. Just make sure you keep that surveillance footage safe.
Owen checked his phone, made sure the security feed was fine, and only left after promising me he'd keep the footage safe. I glanced at the camera mounted on one end of the curtain rod and finally let out a breath. Just then, Mary came in carrying a pizza. She took it out of the box and set it on the table.
Miss Mia! Mr. Robert's been so good to you. For 3 years, whenever he wasn't on shift, he came to see you every single day. Every time he visited, he'd give you another massage. I told him I'd already done it, but he always said, the more the better, so when she wakes up, she won't have trouble walking.
I laughed to myself. Robert had really gone out of his way. Blocking my movement, wasn't that just making it harder for me to take the fall? What bothered me most was the face in the surveillance footage. How could someone look that much like me? AI? That didn't add up. If it were AI, the cops would have flagged it already. What puzzled me just as much was his motive. Framing me, sending me to prison, getting me killed even, what did he gain? He wasn't short on money. He He had more seniority than I did. His career path was wide open. I was never a threat to him.
You were comatose for 3 years, and now you're awake. You have no idea how shocked I was when I got the call.
The moment he said that, a chill ran through me. That's when a terrifying thought hit me. From the second I called Owen to the moment he finished installing the camera and left, he hadn't shown a hint of surprise.
Mia, is your phone broken?
After being in a
I saw you
coma
swiping
for 3
multiple
years,
times and the
waking
screen
up
didn't
suddenly
unlock.
should shock anyone.
Next time I'll get you a new
But
one.
Owen didn't.
My store
Just
doesn't
then,
have much
my
else,
phone
just
rang.
a ton of electronics.
Caller ID. Fighting the tremor in my teeth, my heart started pounding, fear spiking instantly.
Good, you're the best.
What kind of plot was hiding behind all this? While I stood there frozen, Owen called again, persistent. My hands shaking, I answered the phone.
Mia, is your phone broken? I saw you swiping multiple times and the screen didn't unlock. Next time I'll get you a new one. My store doesn't have much else, just a ton of electronics.
Fighting the tremor in my teeth, I nodded frantically.
Good, you're the best.
I'm so glad you're awake. You have no idea. When I got your call, I was shocked and happy. I even teared up. Once you're discharged, we have to have a proper get-together.
Then Grace came in to take me for a test. I seized the moment to hang up. Leaving the room, the cameras that had briefly given me security now felt like needles in my back. Owen's call came at exactly the right moment. Just as Mary finished expressing surprise, he called to show his own shock. Emotionally, I don't want to believe either Robert or Owen could be out to get me. But logically, I knew they both had issues. I glanced at the digital display in the corridor. It's 5:15 p.m., less than 44 hours until I'm arrested. I can't trust anyone and can't just wait to be captured. Back in the room, I turned off Wi-Fi, used mobile data, and ordered some underwear and essentials. I had secretly ordered a mini surveillance camera, and the delivery arrived fast. Just as Mary reached out to take the package, I grabbed it first.
Miss Mia, what did you buy?
Underwear. I'm uncomfortable in what I'm wearing now.
I quickly took the package into the bathroom. I tore it open, slipped the camera into my bra, and did a quick check. Once the live feed showed up on my phone, I let out a breath and walked back out. I was done guessing. I wanted to see who was really trying so hard to get me killed. Time flew by. Before I knew it, it was May 20th. That afternoon, Robert walked into my hospital room carrying a massive bouquet of roses.
Mia, I've missed you so much these past years.
Just as he reached to hug me, a crowd burst in. Robert looked confused at the incoming group, frowning.
Hey, did you get the wrong room?
Leading the group was NYPD Captain Miller. He didn't even acknowledge him.
Mia Carter, we need you to come with us to the station to answer some questions about the murder.
Hold on. You're mistaken, right? She was in a coma for 3 years. Just woke up. What murder suspicion?
Where were you between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. today?
I was at the hospital, sleeping here.
Anyone can prove that?
This is a private room. No one can verify.
Then come with us.
You've got no evidence. And no witness who can prove I killed anyone.
The young officer was furious.
You won't believe it until you see the coffin, huh? Do you know David? 3 years ago, he came to you for treatment.
I don't know him. Lots of people came for treatment. Does treating someone mean I'd kill them?
Look closely. This is David's house. Their cameras caught your face.
The person does look like me.
This necklace. It's yours, right? And the hair found at the scene, the test confirmed it's yours too.
Seeing the necklace in the evidence bag, Robert went even paler. The police noticed his reaction too.
You know this necklace?
I gave it to her.
This one's custom, right? We couldn't find a brand for the necklace.
Yeah, just this one. The only one in the whole world.
I shot him a glance, grabbed an identical necklace from the pillowcase.
This one is mine.
Miller took the necklace, compared carefully. The one in the evidence bag looked newer.
But that doesn't prove you didn't commit murder. Come with us for questioning.